to fly the plane into the ground, comparatively speaking, when transitioning from the Cessna, or from the Piper to the Cessna, because the Piper was very forgiving. You can be 10 foot off the ground and, you know, it floats. It's very difficult to, you know, that last even 20 feet is very difficult to get the plane to settle. A Cessna, you have to fly 5 feet lower, closer to the ground, and that can be quite disconcerting, especially for someone who's not comfortable with heights. But it's like, you know, it's like transitioning from driving a truck to a car. The ground's so much closer when you're in a car. First time I drove a delivery van, way back in my youth, I got in and it's like, gee, where's the ground? It's so far away. And your perception of driving the van is kind of interesting. A car feels faster than it's going. A van feels slower than it's going because the van is further away from the ground than the car is. Or your head in a van is further away from the ground than it is in a car. So, and at that age, I'd only ever driven cars. So all of a sudden being so far off the ground was a little bit disconcerting. It takes a little bit of getting used to. These days, it's no big deal. You know, I've driven cars, I've driven vans, I've driven trucks. You get used to it, but the first time you do a thing, it's different. Now, a big plane with lots of passengers on, you're even further away from the ground. So it would take some practice to get used to putting it safely on the ground, because the ground is so much closer to the bottom of the plane. Okay. Well, have fun with that. And, good luck being a new dad. So yeah, it's not that necessarily that I couldn't fly a big plane. With my skill set, I couldn't fly a big plane because it's just not something I've ever done before. I probably could do it. Oh, heck. Kind of knocked that loose, so oh dear. Making a mess of this. New. Okay. How's that look? That looks closer. And we'll back it up. Come on. Do the thing that I want. There we go. Then we'll push forward, lower the bales, and can we go backwards? Yes. Doink, doink, we are. Okay, so that's a significant amount of wool done. The harvester is full again. Let's start the engine. The harvester is on our left. Let's go empty that. So this field still has a lot of harvesting to go. We're 40% done. We haven't delivered anything yet. It's going to take 2 reloads to get this filled up. Let me get that filled. He's okay. Yeah, normally people come in and they get very angry, you know, oh, friend me in Discord. They get very angry when you don't. As a rule, I do not Discord when I'm playing on Saturday mornings. I'm streaming, that's the first job. And I'm not going to... Oh, I'm in the tractor, that's why. So that's the way I play it. You know, if you start getting angry with me because I'm not friending you on Discord, then we're not going to be friends on Discord ever. I will make my feelings known that I am not on Discord while I'm streaming. If you want to talk to me after, I can make time. Just make sure you tell me you want to talk to me after. And I can't stay long because for me it's now lunchtime or coming up to lunchtime. So I need to get food in me because I am diabetic and I need to take food regularly. But, you know, I can give some time, but not while I'm streaming. I am going to concentrate on doing what I am streaming. Once I'm done streaming, I may have Farming Simulator running in the background while I finish off things like harvesting that field of sunflowers, because that's going to take another hour. But I'm not, you know, it's not something that requires my attention and me talking into a microphone. So it's easier. I can tab in and out of it, not a problem. Yes, but unless, you know, if someone comes on and just wants to talk, they can talk. You know, we can be friends, but you start demanding, you know, demanding I do things. No, I'm not doing that. And at that point you get banned. The other reason I ban someone is because they come on and they show a knowledge of my, you know, of my real world life. So they come in and start talking to me personally about a thing that I don't broadcast on the internet. I'm going to ban you because my personal life is my personal life. I choose to discuss. Oh, jeez. I choose to discuss things that I choose to discuss, and if I'm not discussing them, they don't need to be talked about. He will probably come back. He's. I think we recovered that. And just because you ban them doesn't mean they can't hear what I'm saying. So at least I don't think they can. So that's fine. So yeah. So I'm fine with, you know, people turning up, talking, not talking. But I have people who have turned up in the past. Well, a person who's turned up in the past and started talking about things that I just don't talk about. And if you start talking about those things, then you're one, I know you, and you're not. Yeah, and you're broadcasting personal information I do not want broadcast. Oops, nearly broke that car. So, and you know, anybody who comes on and says, "Hey, it's you know, you want followers and viewers, click on this link, take out this button." Immediate ban, immediate report. So I do take time out if someone comes on and says, "Hey, here's a link that you can increase the number of viewers you have." Okay, fine. That's against terms of service, and you get reported to the Twitch people. And I've gone through many. I'm going to slow down here and see what those guys are doing across the way. Yeah, thought you were. you go. So yeah, I've had a number of people who've come in and do that. I used to get at least one a week, and it was like, yeah, okay, you're reported. Send a report to the Switch moderators, and I'll check emails at the end of the stream. Thank you for your report. And then the second email, yeah, that person was breaking terms of service and has been banned. So, you know, I have a right to talk about my personal life. So I talk about my fish sometimes, and I talk about my railway and the weather and cutting the grass when we need to or going shopping. But intimate personal details are, yeah, intimate personal details. So, not happening. I'm fairly careful. I talk about Mrs. Osa. You don't know what her name is. I talk about me. My name is Osa. And then I talk to... and I talk about the kids who come over who we formerly fostered. We don't foster anymore. And they went back to live with their mum. But I try not to mention their names. Now, sometimes they might shout at each other in the background, so you might actually know what their names are if you listen. But for the most part, I am going to drop this trailer here because we are done doing this task. So yeah, there are some things I share, but many things I don't, and that's my philosophy. So there we go. Oh, there's our 2 new pieces of equipment that we bought last week, the big baler and the wrapper. Okay, you're done. Engine off. It is coming up to 11:30. We've been streaming 2 hours 48 minutes. Okay, so we'll think about winding this up shortly. How are you doing? You're 62% full. You are engine on. Oh, now we're paying wages. All right, let's run this over here. I will take meeny, miny, mo. Drop for that. And as I said, we will spray the grass field. And I think we can probably call it a day. How's the harvester? 70% full. Okay. Put this on the back. Yeah, and one of the reasons I wanted to wait on the crop sensor is because that piece of equipment on the back at the moment is very heavy. We have some steering issues, and if I went and filled that up, we would be driving around with our wheels in the air. This is okay. We'll put that on the front, which has a 750 weight. And that should settle us quite nicely. And then we'll back up to that thing there. Sure. How do I fill this up? Press that button. There we go. And that tank is almost empty. Okay, let's get out to the grass field and get this all unfolded. yeah, as I said, apart from scammers, if someone's talking about a subject I don't want to talk about, I will generally give them a warning. So don't commonly talk politics, not specifically. My channel is basically monetized. I could run oops. Aren't you supposed to be able to turn that thing on at the front? Who knows? Okay, we are on auto spreading. Yes. Okay. Yes. Off we go then. So yes, if someone wants to come in and talk politics, I will basically tell them we're not discussing that. The thing with thumbnails on my YouTubes is when I record, when I'm streaming, I forget to take to take pictures. So I get to the end of the stream and I just, harvester's full, the harvester is full. Whoops. That's not a good thing. No. Oh, what have I done? Turn that off. Okay, back it up. Yeah, now I'm in the air. So yeah, I get to the end. I just let you when I'm. Okay, we've recovered. So yeah, when I transfer the stream over to YouTube, all I'm really doing is right. Did that? Let's get in this guy. I let YouTube auto-generate my thumbnails, which isn't great, but it does give me a thumbnail of something I was doing during that 30-minute segment, because I don't drop the entire stream out. I drop 30-minute segments. So yeah, they're YouTube generated. When I put out a video on one of my other channels, I do take pictures. So I have a model railway channel, which I'm doing all of that myself. I'm learning how to create videos, etc., etc. And for those, I am taking pictures to use as a thumbnail. Music is risky, because obviously you can get dinged for copyright. I did many years ago. No, this is not personal. This is just things. Many years ago, I did do a European truck simulator where I didn't talk, and it was a job. So I would start an episode with. Where is my truck over there? I would start an episode picking a contract, driving the contract, getting paid for the contract. That was the length of the video. And so I did subscribe to a royalty-free music site, and I would just play music. I wouldn't talk. It wasn't a talking video. It was just me playing Euro Truck Sim, and typically there were people in the background watching TV or something like that, so I couldn't be on mic for that. I could do that sort of thing again. But for this, I generally don't put music in the background. If I want to listen to music, I want to listen to my music. Royalty free, my music is not royalty free. So I would get dinged for copyright reasons if I played music in the background. So I'm just talking with silence in the background. Not the sort of game I like to play. The nearest I get to you mentioned another thing. What was it? Sort of a team shooting game. The nearest I get to team shooting games is World of Warships because I'm old and crap, and I tend not to play player versus player. I play the environmental, environmental missions, against bots. I don't tend to play bots versus humans. I tend to play bots or cooperative. What do they call them? Forget the word, but basically cooperative missions where there's a goal, you all work towards the goal, you get points and experience and money. World of Warships is an online game. I don't play World of Tanks because I'm old, and World of Tanks requires much better hand-eye coordination than I have. Farming Simulator doesn't require much in the way of hand-eye coordination. Truck sims don't require. GTA, that's another level of I'm just not good at those. I don't enjoy those games, so I'm not going to play those games. If it involves Twitch mechanics, then I accept that I'm not very good at those games. In the past I've played first person shooters, what have you, but I'm just not good enough at them. And games like World of Warships, World of Tanks, team player versus player games, you tend to need to invest your time into it getting good. Even things, I've played with Mrs. Osa online role-playing games in the past. We played Star Wars Galaxies, we played EverQuest 2, couple of other games as well. And the problem is you need to invest time in playing them. And quite frankly, I don't have the time to invest in games like I did. I mean, even back when we were playing Star Wars Galaxies, making spaceships and droids technically was a full-time job. I would go to work and Mrs. Osa would sit at home and go out and gather resources and make stuff for the things that I'd sold. And she said she spent most of the time playing my character, making the stuff that I was selling. I was rolling in cash. I could afford anything in the game. Because, people wanted a starfighter produced, they came to me. But like I said, it was a job. And when a game becomes a job, it can stop being fun. And also, I've got a full-time job, I've got other hobbies, I've got things I need to do outside of playing games. So I'm not able to put they fight. Don't get that, but anyway, so that's a thing. I just don't have time to do. Okay, what is the time? It's 11:41. We have been streaming for exactly 3 hours, which should give me about 28-minute video breaks for 7 sessions. So I think we can call it here. Obviously, this worker is going to carry on with harvesting this field, and in all likelihood it will start raining before they're done. But October 2 and 3 will be doing more of that, and I still have the sugar beets to harvest, so we'll see how that works. But anyway, we'll call it here. I wish everyone a good week, and yeah, we'll be back next week. Have fun, everyone. I am now going to be on Discord for a short while. But yeah, have fun, and I'm out of here.